This is the plaintiff, Sharia Parker. She says she's suing the defendants, her father and his wife, for a car she bought from them. They ended up taking the car away from her with the police for reasons unknown. They still have all her money, and that's not right. She's suing for $5,000, the amount she's owed. These are the defendants, Jonathan and Tomiqua Lee. They say they sold her the car but left the title in Tomiqua's name for insurance reasons, and she was told she was the only person allowed to drive it. The plaintiff, however, ignored that rule and let some guy drive the thing, putting everyone in peril. They had every right to take it back, and since she badly damaged the thing, they also have the right to keep the money. They're accused of keeping a car from a kin. The defendants have filed a countersuit for $5,000 for additional repairs.
But I guess I've been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay. Sharia Parker, you are suing your father, Jonathan, and your stepmom, Jonathan and Tomiqua Lee, for $5,000. You say that your losses are actually much more than that. They're $8,000 because you bought a car from them and he repossessed it, you feel, inappropriately. You have a counterclaim against her for $5,000 for the damaged condition that you say the car was in and a parking ticket. Talk to me. Tell me what happened.
Okay. Summer 2007, I spoke to my father. He said that he wanted to get rid of the car he was driving at the time. I spoke to my mother about it. She said she had no problem.
Are you, who is that?
This is my mother.
Okay.
She said she had no problem buying the car for me. My father sold it to her for $8,000.
To her or to you?
He sold it to her.
Okay, come on, stand up. Are you the one who had the negotiations with, this is your ex-husband?
This is my ex-boyfriend.
Okay, your ex-boyfriend.
Yes.
And are you the one who had the negotiations with him? Or did she, or did you both, or how?
Okay, we both did. Initially, she said that she wanted the car. Obviously, she didn't have the money.
How old was she at the time?
She was 18.
19.
19.
Okay.
I told Sharia, I'll give you the money, but you have to pay me the money back.
Okay, and had you been paying the money back to your mom?
Yes.
Sharia, let me ask you a question. How was your relationship with your dad before this?
Off and on.
Off and on throughout the years?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you decide that you're going to buy that car. And what car was it?
It was a Lexus LS400.
Okay. And you buy it for how much?
$8,000.
Was that a good deal?
I don't think it was.
Okay. With the Blue Book value was what?
It was 12.
Okay. So what
Yeah.
did you think made it not a good deal?
I don't feel like my father should have sold me my first car.
Okay, that's a different issue. But
Right.
was it a good price? Let's say, somebody else sold it to you, then it would have been a good deal, right? At that
Right.
price, because the Blue Book value was
Right.
significantly more than that.
Right.
All right. Now, how did you feel about the prospect of being in an arm's length contractual transaction with your fruit of your loins?
I never actually sold my daughter a car.
You did not.
This was between me and her mom.
From what I see in this case, you actually had a contract that was signed by her.
The contract was written to my daughter because she was going to be the driver of the car.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And so may I see the contract?
I don't have the contract.
You don't have it? What
No.
the heck did you get one for? If you're not going to keep a copy. Somebody
Well,
else have a copy?
Yes.
What's your name?
Shanice Parker.
Okay. Did you both sign it?
Yes.
Okay. And the sale agreement, who drafted this?
I think my wife drafted it.
Okay. You're the wife? How long have you two been together?
16 and a half years.
Come on up. Was she at the house a lot? Like, were you part of helping to raise her? Or
No, not at all.
you didn't really see her much?
No.
Whose idea was it to sell her the car?
We had talked about it, and I told him that I would agree to do it under certain
And what were your
circumstances.
conditions? You didn't.
One of them that I know of that we felt that she breached was that she let someone else drive the car. She was
Okay, we'll
letting
talk about
other
that in a second.
people-
But did you get the purchase price of $8,000 up front?
I didn't receive any money from no
How
one.
about you? Did you get $8,000 up
I
front?
didn't receive any money from the plaintiff.
Who'd you get the money from? Did you get money, yes or no?
Yes, I got the...
Okay, so you got paid in full by mom.
By me,
Yes.
yes.
And then she was paying you off. All right, and then, but even though she paid the full purchase price,
Yes.
the car was staying in your name. Why?
Because at the time, my daughter didn't have a driver's license.
What the heck is she getting a car for then if she doesn't even have a license to drive?
She had a permit.
Okay, well, why don't we all wait? I know no one can wait for anything in our society ever, but how about if we wait until the permit becomes an actual license before a car is purchased? Did you get your license?
Yes.
Okay, so, and how much after you bought a car did you get a license?
2 months.
Okay, so why don't we wait those 2 months? But in any event, you end up keeping the title in wife's name.
Yes.
Okay.
And insurance.
Okay. So you're representing to the insurance company that the owner and driver of the car, the person who's driving it all the time, is wife, as opposed to 19-year-old who would, of course, pay much higher insurance rates, right? Because the risk would be much greater for the insurance company.
Of course.
And who paid the insurance for that first year?
We did.
Okay, so to do her a favor.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but it's wrong. Okay. So one of the things that you guys agreed to is that you are, in a year from then, you'll get, which was September 2008, that was the year later, you will be given a clean title, and the car is to be driven by you only, and I will pay for your insurance for a year. Papers will remain in our name until title's given. Pay any parking tickets in a timely manner, and you got to get a driver's license before you can drive the vehicle. All right. Now, you take the car and you drive it for how long?
About a year.
Okay. Now, how was your relationship with your dad during that year?
It was really good.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. And then what goes wrong?
Nothing went wrong until he came to me and he told me that he wanted the car back.
And why did he want the car back?
He explained to me that during the time when I gave him the $8,000, he was supposed to be buying a new car, but he didn't. He was renting cars for that entire year.
Were you renting cars for that entire year?
Yes.
Why?
Because at the time I was living in Belcamp, Maryland, and I was coming back and forth, commuting back and forth to New York City. So I didn't want to buy a car to put a lot of miles on the car.
Okay.
Okay. He had an accident with one of his rentals, and he told me that they weren't going to give him another rental.
So because he needed a car, he wanted the car you'd paid for back?
Yes.
All right. What'd you say?
I told him no.
According to you, you took the car away. Why?
She breached the contract.
How?
By allowing different people to drive the car.
How do you know that?
I was told, and then at one occasion...
That's what we call hearsay, so you're going to have to do better than that.
Okay. She picked my sister up from the airport.
Okay.
With someone else driving the car.
Okay, so she did your sister a favor and picked her up from the airport, and your sister ratted her out?
Yes.
Okay, that'll show you. All right, and are you close to your aunt?
No, I don't know her at all.
You were just doing a favor?
I was doing a favor
Who
for
was
him.
driving the car that day?
It was my fiance.
Okay. What happened? Your fiance drove it that day. Why?
My father had called me. He asked me if I could take his sister to the airport. I told him I was not familiar with the airport. I've never driven in the airport before. I told him, would it be okay if my fiance drove her to the airport? He agreed with it.
What ends up happening? He says, give me the car back. You say no, and then what?
Could I correct that
No,
story?
hold on. You say, and then what happens?
He spoke to my mother a couple of times.
And what conversations did you have with your ex?
Well, he explained to me the situation with the rental. He told me that he had crashed and he was in dire need of a car.
Did you crash a rental?
Not at all.
So why did you take the car back from your daughter? Because one time you heard that her boyfriend drove it?
I had no knowledge that anyone was going to drive the car. I would have never agreed to anything like that.
You have, not only do you have the car, and you took it by force with the police, right? Because she wouldn't give it to you. So you went with the police, and what? You said she stole it? What'd you say?
I gave them my title.
Yeah, we all know the title's in your name, pal.
But that's
what
what I
I'm
did.
saying is the title's in your name only because of this farce about the insurance. She bought the car, right? I mean, if the shoe was in the other foot, wouldn't you be screaming? One would think, not even as a father, but even as a bank, as a, as a decent human being, that you might turn around and say, well, you drove the car for 1 year. This cost, you paid me $8,000. That doesn't seem very fair. Let me give you some money back. Did you ever give your daughter a penny of the money back so that she could buy another car?
No, I didn't. I'm going to tell you why. Because the damages that was done to the car.
Let's see your proof on all of the damages that would justify you not paying a penny back to her. Let's see it.
Just the body work alone is $4,000.
I saw a picture of the car. Why would the body work be $4,000?
She actually had
She
two car
had
accidents in the car.
I'm looking at what's wrong with the car. There's a couple nicks and scratches on a car that's how old?
No. It was more damage
Show
than
me
that.
a picture that requires $4,000 worth of body
We
work.
don't have the picture for that because all of our stuff is in storage in Maryland.
Oh, that's a
so
pity.
we did not have time to go down to Maryland to go and get all the pictures.
Okay.
We do have the
Where's the
estimate
car? Is it in
for-
Maryland in storage?
No, the car's
the
in
car
Maryland.
is
Then you
not
could
in
take a
Maryland.
picture, couldn't you?
We did take a picture
I
of the
actually
car,
took a
but you
picture this
asked
morning.
You mean, are you saying that you don't have a picture of the car damaged?
Exactly.
Okay. Did you
That's what
pay
I'm saying.
$4,000 to get the car repaired?
No.
No,
Then why are you showing me a $4,000 bill?
because
That's how much
it
it
still
would be.
needs to be repaired.
Okay, so it hasn't been repaired.
No.
So then you could take a picture this morning of the car and show me the damage.
Can I?
Right?
Can I?
Stop! No, because this is really starting to get me upset.
Can I approach the bench and show?
No, you cannot. Hand them over. I don't want to see any more shuffling. Just hand over anything you want me to look at. Hand it over. Thank you.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you ever let your daughter, if you had one, give her a car, keep it in your name, and she doesn't have a license, she has a learner's permit?
No way. Tough love.
Oh, Daddy, please.
No.
Oh, I promise not to drive it until I get my driver's license.
Absolutely not.
Oh, I won't do anything irresponsible, I swear.
No way.
Oh, come on, Daddy, you don't love me anymore.
Definitely not.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly where I would go, going inside the courtroom.
$5,000 worth of damage. $5,000 worth of body work and not a single picture to buttress it. In fact, the pictures I see don't show $5,000 worth of damage. How do you sleep at night?
The tow truck,
Stop
the
talking a second.
Lexus.
How do you sleep at night? This is your daughter. I understand why you don't want her driving the car. That's something your thick heads should have thought about beforehand.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I didn't know she
I'm
had
gonna
a
tell you
boyfriend.
something. Because when you take that risk, don't come crying boo-hoo to me later that I cannot believe that somebody drove that car other than her.
My sister
All
lived
right?
in Michigan.
Yeah,
She emailed
okay.
that.
Stop talking. It's up to a court of law to decide if what you know is a material breach or not a material breach. All you know at best is that one time somebody else drove it. Yeah, technically it's a breach, but that's not the question. The question is not, did you breach? When you want to take the draconian measure of taking the car and keeping the money. The question is, was it a material breach that would entitle you to rip up the contract between the two of you? And I find that letting her boyfriend drive once, especially when it was in the eyes of your sister and to your house, so obviously she had no malice involved here, is not a material breach that would allow you to rip up the contract the way you have. But even though I might understand, you know what, this is too big a risk, I want the car back, okay? How do you not pay her a penny so she can get another car? Now, you say that he told you, I'll pay you back, but not until what?
Until I apologized to him.
Not true.
Apologize to him for what?
The day he came and took the car with the police, I was actually 3 months pregnant when he took the car. And I was very irate. I was upset. And I cursed at him. And he told me that he will not give me a penny until I apologize for disrespecting him.
And
Not
you
true.
did not apologize for disrespecting him?
No.
That's not true.
Because you feel that what he did was 1,000 times worse than losing your cool.
Correct.
That's not true.
Okay. I'll be the judge of what's true and what's not. Did you get that ticket, that $128 parking ticket?
Yes.
Okay. Despicable. It's honestly very despicable.
It's lies.
Your conduct is despicable. $4,872. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Well, the plaintiff has won this verdict at the People's Court, and the defendant right here. Any regret about the way you treated your daughter?
Not at all.
You walked out of the courtroom, you didn't even look at her.
You're correct.
Why not? That's your daughter.
Yes, it is my daughter, I think.
You think?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
That's my daughter, I think.
You're not sure?
No, I'm not.
Is that true?
That's true.
You're not really sure?
No, I'm not.
DNA-wise, if that's your daughter?
No,
or
I'm not.
Is that one of the problems in this case?
Yes, it is.
All right. Head right down this way. All right, you follow him. All right, come on in here. What do you think of what he just had to say?
Did
you hear him?
Yes. I
All right,
think.
stand right here. You were good.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
I think he's very ignorant.
Is that your dad?
Yes, it is.
And then you're his daughter, DNA-wise, right?
Yes.
And he says that's in the middle of this case. What's he talking about?
I don't know what he's talking
You don't know what he's talking about?
No.
What's going on here?
That is her father, and he knows that is her father. He knows that.
You know it?
I know it for sure.
Okay. How do you feel about the way your dad is treating you here?
I'm used to it. He's been doing that for 22 years. I'm very used to it.
Over to Harvey.
Okay, this should give you pause about making deals with family. I'm telling you, it just sets up conflict. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.